the last lectures, we came across tuples and lists in great detail. In case you have not seen those videos, check out in the description below. However, moving on, in this tutorial, you'll learn everything about Python dictionaries, starting from how they are created, accessing different elements in a dictionary, adding and removing elements from a dictionary, and various built-in methods. Dictionaries, as we talk about, are just used for storing connected bits of information. Consider the name of a person with his age, occupation, and many other things that are linked with his name, right? So dictionary stores this kind of data in the form of key value pairs that are enclosed inside a curly bracket which are separated by commas, whereas each key value pair is separated by a colon. Like in this case, my dictionary looks like this, right? It consists of two key value pairs which are separated by a comma. Now considering the first key value pair which is separated by a colon, the value to the left hand side of it is my key of that particular key pair, whereas to the right is my value of that particular key which I can access it. Right. This is how basically a dictionary is created. Just place key value pairs inside the curly brackets and there it is. So talking about general syntax of creating a dictionary, this is what it looks like as we talked about inside a curly bracket. Now moving on, you can just assign blank curly brackets to a variable which creates an empty dictionary. Going forward, you can just add values inside it, right? Now this provided this is an example of a dictionary where my keys are just integers, whereas another case is where my keys are of different data types. You see, I have a string, I have a float, I have an integer, and I have another float, right? So this brings me to a very important point that while the values can be of any data type and can repeat, like in this case, where I have the same values for the float or the key 1.5 and the key 1.2, which is float. Right, keys should be of immutable type and must be unique. By immutable here, I mean it cannot be altered with. So in case you happen to write the same key while initializing, let's consider this case, I'll just change it to 1. Python will override the most recent value of the key, right? So you see the value of apple assigning to the key 1 is just overridden by the value banana. Now, another way of creating a dictionary is by using an inbuilt function dict. It basically is a constructor for which it creates a dictionary. We'll understand constructor in great detail later. As of now, just understand that there are three ways to create a dictionary using this function. First is no argument is passed. It creates an empty dictionary like this. Right? You don't have to pass anything inside that particular function. Secondly, when you pre-assign the values in a dictionary format or even something like this is called a positional argument. It will just return me an entire dictionary that I just require. Right. Another method is where you want that function to iterate over the keyword arguments and values you provide like this, where it will just iterate over the first tuple and assign the first value inside it as a key and another value as the value of it. And same for another tuple. This assigning is called keyword arguments since we are assigning keywords over here. Right. I hope we are clear until this. So as we have seen earlier, indexing is used in lists and tuples to access values. A dictionary being a mutable unordered collection of key pairs, keys are used to access value. Now keys can be used either inside square brackets in this format, which I have assigned a dictionary my dict, and I want to just fetch the name of that person. I'll just write the name tag in the square brackets inside the dictionary. Or with the another method of this is using a get method which takes key as an argument inside it, which in this case is age for which I got the value of it. Right. Now if I use square brackets, Python will just raise key error if a key is not found in the dictionary. On the other hand, get method returns none if the key is not found inside dictionary. So you see, you can just keep this in mind while working with conditions or checking during conditions in this particular things. Now dictionaries are mutable. We can add new items or change the value of an existing item using an assignment operator. Let's say in this case, I have an information of a person Jack and his age in the dictionary. Jack is originally 25 years old and we inserted 27 years old by mistake. Now he's mad about it. So to change it to 25, I'll just assign 25 to the key like this, and the key is always assigned in which the value is to be altered in. Right. So it will just change the value from 27 to 25. Right. Now you see if the key is already present, the existing value gets updated in the case of age key. But in the case where key is not present, like in this, if I want to add address, a new key value pair is added to the dictionary like that. So it has just added address. It firstly checked if a particular key named as address is stored already in the dictionary. If it is not, it has just created an additional key where. Right. Now about removing elements, we can remove a particular element from a dictionary using pop method. You just have to provide a key value inside the method. So let's say I want to remove the item. First of all, let me just show you the values of that particular dictionary. Now let's say I want to remove the item with key 4. I'll just write 4 inside the pop method. So you see it returned the key of it. And now if I check the values of the dictionary, there is no item with the key 4 anymore. So this method removes an item with the provided key and returns the value of that particular key. Right. Another is a pop item method, which is also used to remove the element, but keep in mind it will remove the last most item of the dictionary. It doesn't require any keyword to be inserted inside that particular function. Like in this case, my last most function I just see above over here is a keyword 5 and the value 25. After I run the pop item method, it will return the arbitrary key value pair which is in the last index and remove it at the same time. Now if I check the value of a dictionary, you see there is no such pair anymore with key 5 and value 5. Let's say if I again want to remove the next last item which is key 3 and value 9, I'll just write and see again it is removed. Now let's say I want to clear all the values inside a dictionary. We have a function clear which removes all items inside it. So this is just an empty dictionary. You see, we can also use the del keyword, however, to remove individual items or the entire dictionary. But do understand this will delete the dictionary and not clear the values. Alright. So now after deleting the entire dictionary by writing del space the name of the dictionary, I cannot access it or there is no value stored in the name of that particular variable squares. So Python will just throw me an error, like saying that squares is not defined. It doesn't exist anymore for Python. Now, moving on, dictionary comprehension is an elegant and concise way to create a new dictionary from an iterable in Python. Dictionary comprehension consists of an expression pair followed by a for statement inside curly braces. So this is an example to make a dictionary with each item being a pair of a number and its square. And I'm doing it for the range of items varying from 0 to 5. I know. You see here range 0 to 6 according to you. But do understand that Python, when I write range of 6, provides me a list of items starting from 0 to n minus 1, where n here is 6. So for the loop, it will just create the keys from 0 to 5, and the values will be the square of it. Hence, the dictionary looks something like this. Right. Now here, we initialized a for loop inside the curly brackets. Another way to do it is assigning key wise like this, where I directly assign and store it key wise externally and not inside the dictionary, just like we did in this case. Right. And however, an optional if statement can filter out items to form the new dictionary. Let's say I want to make a dictionary with items with only odd keys. I'll just add an additional if condition inside the for loop. For that, I'll just check if the remainder when divided by 2 is 1. If it is 1, only then it will create a dictionary, else it won't. So I'll just write in an additional something like this. As you can see, if x percentage 2, it just returns me a particular remainder when divided by 2. It just returns me the odd squares of the numbers. As you can see, 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9 until 10. It will not consider 11 as we said and talked about that. Python returns me from 0 to n minus 1. Don't worry about the loops and conditional ones. We'll learn about them in great detail in the upcoming lectures. Now let's look at few methods in a dictionary, starting with checking a particular key value present in the dictionary or not. Let's say I have a dictionary. I want to check if an item with key 1 is present or not. I'll just write 1 in the name of a tuple and it returns me boolean values. So remember, in this case, key is always checked and not value of an item while checking for a particular item for a membership test, right? Another one is iterating through the dictionary. When you just write simple for loop on a dictionary, Python always loop over keys and not values. But you can explicitly iterate over keys and values both using inbuilt function keys and values like this. So let's say I want to iterate over values. I'll just write the name of that particular dictionary and dot values. So it just iterates over the values, right? You see. Whereas if I want to iterate over the keys, I'll just write squares dot keys, and you see it just iterated over my keys. So this might help you check values or even keys inside the dictionary. Right, now some basic inbuilt functions are length, sorted, all, and many more. So let's consider squares. Length will just basically return the length of a key pairs. In this case are 5. Sorted will just return the sorted version of a key in a dictionary, and all returns a boolean value on the basis of if the keys of dictionary are true or if the dictionary is empty. Alright. Whereas any just checks if any of the single value is a 1 or even a true or not. So it will just return me as well a boolean value. So these are most of the nuances that I use popularly in the corporate world. There are many more. You can just check it out by clicking on this link. You see this one over there. So this is pretty much about dictionaries. Thank you for watching. You can access this notebook by the link given in the description below. Go through it. Let me know if you have any queries related to this or even having a hard time understanding any of this. Right? And see you in the next lecture. Goodbye. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you like this video or if you found this video very useful. All right? Thank you.